back to the Beach Bum Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad y'all found me again today. My channel's all about cozy mysteries and romance books, and today I'm giving some recommendations. These are all books I've read for the upcoming Autumn Amouр readathon that's starting in September. So this readathon is being hosted by the Bookish Bryants. They are Becky and Scott, and they are fabulous. So you need to go check them out and subscribe. They have asked a ton of other hosts, including moi, to be a part of their readathon. And I am so thrilled. If you want all the hosts, you can go check them out and subscribe to all of them. They are listed in the Autumn Amouur announcement video. Hold on, I said that wrong. Autumn Amouur announcement video. So each week there is an and, or you can read this kind of genre of romance or this, or you can do and this, where you read both. So let me know, are you taking part in Autumn Amouur? I have to say that as much as I can because I absolutely love it. I think it's fabulous. Do you know what you're reading for Autumn Amouur? I have to get it in while I can. Let me know. All of those things should go in the comments below. On your way down to comment, don't forget to stop, hit the subscription and the notification bell. Notification bell is going to tell you when I put out new videos each and every single week so you don't miss anything. And the subscription keeps my channel growing, which has been absolutely amazing. And I'm so grateful and I can't thank you enough. And I really do mean that because I am having a blast. All right. Now, let's get into these recommendations. So week one is contemporary and or historical. So for contemporary, I have the first suggestion is the True North series. This is by SARINA BOWEN. The first book is called Bittersweet. I will put it right here. And this is a series about a family who own an apple orchard. And it is so good. But I will tell you, I've only read the first two, but I loved them both. But I will say this is pretty spicy. So it could work for the second week, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So the second series is called Men of Ink series. There are 7 books in it. The first book is called Throttle Me. This is by Shell Bliss. It is also really spicy. This family owns a tattoo parlor and it is so good. The banter between the brothers is fabulous. The chemistry between the love interest in each book is off the charts. It's amazing. The one thing I'll say is I unfortunately thought that the book 1 was the weakest of the series. So if you read it and you just think, it was okay, try book 2 before you decide whether you want to stick with the series, because I think the series takes off from there and each book then starts getting better than the last. Whoa, it's really good. It is really good. The third one is a cowboy. I tried to give different themes, so it kind of covered all different, areas. So we have the small town or mountain town. Then we have the tattoo takes place in, I think it's like downtown Chicago. And then 3, we have a cowboy romance. This is Six Pack Ranch by VIVIAN AREND. And the first book is called Rocky Mountain Heat right here. And this is about again, it's a family of brothers and the Coleman family, and they own a ranch in Alberta, Canada. And it is amazing. Seriously spicy though. Could definitely be used for week 2, but it's so good. And the last one is a hockey romance. Y'all should know that I couldn't pass up giving a suggestion for a contemporary romance being a hockey romance. It's the Nashville Assassin series. This is by Tony Leo. And the first book is called Taking Shots. And each book is about an NHL player and their finding their their love and their happily ever after. And it is so good. She's now done started a spinoff that's the Nashville Assassins Next Generation. So it's like their children are old enough that they're now finding their love interest. And it is, I've read the first 2 and one was really good and one was but I'm really interested to see where she goes with the rest of the series. That one's still spicy, but probably the least spiciest of those 4. Still gonna have other suggestions for the spicy week. I just wanted to let you know that most of the series could be used for the spicy week. Week 2 is sweet or spicy. Pretty subjective, I get it. but we're gonna start with the sweet side. So the first in the sweet side is the Blue Heron series. It's called, first book is called The Best Man. This is by Kristen Higgins, and it's such a cute series. It's about a small town in New York. It's like population 715, and each book is sweeter than the last. Oh, it's adorable. So book 2 is from the Rose Harbor series by Debbie Maycomber. Book 1 is called The Inn at Rose Harbor. And this is such a cute series because the main character opens a B&B in Cedar Cove. And if you guys are fans of Debbie Maycomber, she has a Cedar Cove series that's absolutely amazing. It's my favorite series by her, besides a couple of the Christmas ones. So it is so cute. It is really good. And I love B&B books anyways, so I was sold. And then to come back to Cedar Cove again, it was amazing. So the next sweet side book is from Hope's Crossing. Book 1 is called Blackberry Summer. This is by Rayanne Thane. And this whole series is so cozy and so sweet. It's adorable. It takes place in Hope's Crossing, Colorado. And oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. If you like small town romances, all of these sweet side ones are perfect for you. The last one that I have is from the Silver Spring series by Brenda Novak. It's Finding Our Forever. And again, another really cute small town romance. All the small town romances, man. They're some of my favorite romances. And they might hint at, like, you know, at sex, but they don't go into anything graphic, hence the sweet side. Now, we're moving over into the spicy side. The Lion and the Mouse series, it's a mafia romance, and this is by Kenya Wright. The first book is called Dirty Kisses, and this whole series is amazing. The mafia in it, it's like got international repercussions, and they're fighting with other countries and other organizations, and then there's the romance, and then there's like side romances going on, but it does follow the same couple, not because they don't get a happily ever after, but just like they are in happily ever after, but what's going on with the mafia world. It is so good. I can't even express to you how much I love that series, but it's very spicy. So there's spicy, and then there's very spicy. Next up is the Play-by-Play series by J.C. Burton. And this was really interesting because each book is also a different sport. So, for example, there will be hockey. One book is like a baseball, football. You get the drift. The first one is called The Perfect Play. And again, it's J.C. Burton, and it is super spicy, and it is wonderful, and it is so good. And if you like sports romances, you need to check it out. So the last book on the spicy side is probably the least spicy of this bunch, for sure, I think. So it is called the Danvers series. Book 1 is called Weekends Required. This is by Cindy Landon, and it is a workplace romance, the whole series. So Danvers is a company, and it's owned by a group of men, and it's their stories. And it is so good. It's written so well. I love good banter. I think you have to have good banter in romances. And so those men that own the company together, they're all good friends, and they all just, it's just so good. All right, let's move into week 3. We have the haves and we have the have-nots. So for the haves, so first from the have side, we have part of the Reluctant Royals series. Book 1 is called A Princess in Theory, and it was so good. So our main character, she's in grad school. She's working all kinds of jobs. She's doing like a really like sciencey program, and so she's like working in labs and different stuff like that. She keeps getting these emails saying, hey, you're betrothed to this African prince, and she's just ignoring them and just, you know, doesn't think anything about it. And then the story progresses from there. It is so good. I loved it. I don't know if I said, but this is by Alyssa Cole. Amazing. Check it out. Next up is the Fast Track series by Erin McCarthy. Book 1 is called Flat Out Sexy, and this is about a race car circuit. And so each character is a professional race car driver, and they portray them as having it all. I enjoy it. It's not my favorite series, but it's definitely a haves series. Including in this the Danvers series I just talked about, because that company is like $1 million company, and so they're definitely in the haves. And then I also said pretty much any like where one of the characters is a professional sports star, they're gonna be a have. A professional singer, there's like celebrity rock star, those are, and then there's a huge trope of like millionaire romances. I haven't read any that I can give recommendations. I don't know. I just haven't picked any up. I don't know if it's the most relatable to me, but I know it's a trope that's hugely popular. But any of those are going to work for the haves. And the only thing I said for the have-nots is just the normally opposite character in any one of those books is considered a have-not. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying comparatively to the celebrity rock star, this person right here is seen as a have-not in the way it's perceived as the book. All right, so week 4 is traditionally published and or indie published. So for the traditionally published, the first one is the Fool's Gold series. This is by Susan Mallory. The first book is called Chasing Perfect right here. And this is traditionally published. It's a small town romance. There's 20 books in the series, and it is so good. So the small town romances, I absolutely love them because each story, each book is a standalone technically, but it's about the same town, right? But then you get mixed in the characters that you've already read about. So you kind of see them as their relationship continues to progress because you have the new romance going on, but they're all intermingled in a small town where they're all friends. It is fabulous. And Fool's Gold is one of the best. It is so good. So the next traditionally published I have is the Green Mountain series. It's also called the Butler of Vermont series because I think the author took it from traditionally published and is now publishing self-publishing. So I think she now calls it Butler of Vermont, but it was traditionally published as Green Mountain. The first book is called All You Need Is Love, and this series is so great. Family owns like a little country store, and there's a moose, and again, it's a family, so the characters are very intermingled, and there's banter, and there's chemistry, and it is wonderful. It's probably one of my favorites. I absolutely love the Green Mountain series. And the last one in the traditionally published side is a cowboy romance. It is the Gold Valley series. This is by Macy Yates. The first book is called Smooth Talking Cowboy, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It takes place in Gold Valley, Oregon. Again, a small town. And I just can't get past those small town romances. But there is different themes within there. Like you have a cowboy, you have a blah, blah, blah. You have a, so it is a really, really cute series. I really enjoy Macy Yates. All right, let's move to the self-published side. So the first series that we have, this is by Natasha Madison. The first book is called This Is Crazy, and it is a hockey romance. You are welcome. There's 4 books in this series. It is great. So the second one is The Silver Foxes of Blue Ridge. The first book in the series is called Silver Brewer. This is by L.B. Dunbar, and it's a small town romance, but all of the heroes are older, but they're still silver foxes, and it is so good. And let me tell you, it's pretty spicy. It could be used for the spicy category. So the last one I have for you is the Book Boyfriend series. This is by Carly Phillips and Erica Wilde. The first book is called Big Shot. And I read this whole series. I absolutely loved it. I can't really remember the actual theme. This series is called Book Boyfriend, but I remember it was so amazing. And I do know that all of the characters in each book know each other throughout the series. So I hope this has given you some suggestions for Autumn Amour. Let me know again, participating. If you know what you're reading, let me know what you are reading. And if you have any historical recommendations for me, drop those in the comments below as well. Give me a big thumbs up, and until next time, may all your future reads be 5 stars. Bye, everybody.